So for my literary element, it is going to be over characterization. And the TEK that I used for this mini lesson is 5.8b. Analyze the relationships of and conflicts among the characters. In this excerpt from Ghost Boys by Joelle Parker Rhodes, it's showing how Sarah and Jerome compare to each other and what their relationship is like. So let me give a little bit of background before I go in to read the excerpt. Jerome, at this point, he's already been shot, and the officer that shot him was Sarah's dad. And Sarah can see Jerome as a ghost. So they've already talked to each other before this, but Jerome has went to Sarah's school to go check on her and see how she's doing in school. So let me go ahead and read. Sarah's school is much better than mine. I mean, much better than my old school. Her school has trees and a track, basketball gym, and football field. My school has a chain link fence and concrete where I ran and played hoops. Her school is mainly white. Mine was mainly black and Hispanic. Her school has a library with computers. Mine doesn't even have a librarian. So, well, if I was reading this to my students, I would after reading it, I would express to them that authors can show relationships between characters through comparing and contrasting different elements about the characters, either through like here this author did it through the description of the schools. And I would tell my students that they can do this in their own writing, but comparing two characters in their story using either the place, like Sarah and Jerome's school here in this excerpt, or they can compare two characters' physical features or the characters' actions, or even the way that characters think and react to the same situation. And here it just shows that Sarah and Jerome are very different. They're basically like opposites. And here when it says her school has trees and a track, basketball gym, and football field, my school has a chain link fence and concrete. That is just really showing that her school is better than his school. It has more stuff, and his school is very cold, and it only has a fence and concrete. And then here where it says her school is mainly white, mine was mainly black and Hispanic. That is just showing you that Sarah's school was mainly white people, and his school was mainly black and Hispanic, and that is why their schools are so different. And her school may seem a little bit more privileged, and his school may seem a little bit more run down. And then here, her school has a library with computers. Mine doesn't even have a librarian. This just goes further, saying like her school is better. She has more stuff at her school. Like the place where she lives is like it has more stuff, and his doesn't even have a librarian. And all this together, really analyzing and looking at and comparing and contrasting their two schools, the author really showed us that Sarah and Jerome are very different. And I would express to my students that they can do this in their own writing, just the way that Joelle Parker did in this excerpt from the Ghost Boys.